Today's AskReddit post. What's weird about your body? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. My birthmark is on my inner ass cheek, and it looks like I missed a spot when wiping. So, username checks out. My body does not make its own antibodies. So once a week for the last 15 years, I've had to get an infusion of antibodies that are pulled from plasma donations. If you donate plasma, thank you for keeping me alive. Glad to know my donations aren't just because I need money right now. Hope you're doing okay. You get paid for plasma donations? Can I ask how much? Here, Australia, you get a milkshake and a cookie. At least you did, before I got banned from donating. I have extra pair of ribs, and both of my kidneys are on my right side. How did you find out about your kidneys? Through an ultrasound. Came in with a gynecological issue that had nothing to do with the kidneys and boom. Randomly been told and shown that I had them on the same side. It was crazy to see an empty space where the left kidney should be. My right ear has a little point at the top like an elf. My son's right ear has a notch, like it's missing the extra I have. Weird. That's called a Darwin's point, or Darwin's tubercle. It's a remnant from our primate ancestors. I've got it on one ear too. Mark. My teeth roots are all shaped like hooks. Full on candy cane shapes. Going different directions. My dental x-rays are a Lovecraftian nightmare. One of my molars roots took a 90-degree turn in my jaw. Had to have that one removed many years ago, and when they did it, they had to saw out part of my jaw. Took forever and they had to give me like a billion shots to keep my face numb. Went back years later to get another tooth. Normal roots. Pulled and was surprised there was no saw and just pliers and that it only took a few minutes. White freckles. In black. I sneeze when I'm really hungry. My grandma sneezes every night after dinner. Not all meals. Just dinner. We always know when she's done eating because she will sit there and sneeze at least 20 times. Always wondered what causes that. If I have an asthma attack in my sleep, I usually dream about it and wake up. My fingerprints have almost faded away. I'm 56 and I can't use those fingerprint readers for anything. It happened to my mom, and now my 31-year-old daughters are going. It's weird. The perfect criminal. A smooth criminal. I know what human spinal fluid tastes like. Last year, a sinus specialist discovered I had a 7mm hole in the wall between my left sinus cavity and my cranial cavity. No clue exactly how long it's been there, but I've had a runny nose as long as I can remember. It was spinal fluid. Very salty. Got it patched up, and after some insane headaches, while my cranial cavity regulated the pressure, I'm doing much better. Edit. I've seen replies of people having the same symptoms. I highly encourage you to see a specialist because CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, leaks are how meningitis can happen. Tell your doctor that the liquid is clear and watery and has a very salty taste. Those are the hallmarks of CSF. I had this as well. Every time I would bend over, it would pour out like a faucet. If I have to pee really bad, I get a sharp pain in my molars. My gums itch when I have to pee real bad. This is the closest I've heard to that. My people are here. My proportions are all over the place. I used to study art. In drawing class, we had to study human proportions using our hands in strange positions and our bodies in front of mirror. I got a bad grade. Was told that my proportions were wrong. I had to go show the teacher that, yes, my thighs are unusually long, my pinkies abnormally short, etc. My grade was changed. Similar story here. I like to tell people that I'm scientifically fugly. My eyes have been misaligned since birth. I've had 2 surgeries, one immediately after birth, and one in high school, to try to correct it. But they are still misaligned by about 1 degree, possibly more now considering it's been many years. This means I've never been able to use both of my eyes at once. So I do not have depth perception. People sometimes ask what it's like not having depth perception. And my response is, what's it like to have depth perception? Until the second surgery I had to wear glasses. But afterwards my eyes were close enough that my brain could automatically choose which one to use based on the distance of whatever I was looking at. This is handy because one of my eyes is nearsighted and the other is farsighted, so I get the advantages of both. I'm also double jointed in the hips and can put my feet behind my head, and I walk duck-footed thanks to my weird feet. I was born with a webbed hand. Had a bunch of surgeries to correct it, but my hand is smaller than my normal hand and my co-workers call me Tiny Paw. I hope you don't mind the nickname, because I think it's so cute and endearing. I have 3 kidneys. 2 that tried to kill me, and 1 that I received from an unknown hero. I love that. My mom gave a kidney to a stranger. They became best friends after that. She got 13 extra healthy years she never would have had. For a second I thought you said your mom has 13 extra kidneys, and I was like, damn, where are they all stored? I was getting custom molded earplugs made to block out the sound of our next door neighbor and his, at least, 3 different alarms that go off between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I have always struggled with the normal foam earplugs, ever quite able to get them to fit properly or having much sound deadening taking place. When I did manage to get them crammed into my lug holes, the audiologist who was taking the impressions of my ears commented that I have unusually narrow ear canals. Guess that explains the problems with other earplugs. Hello fellow small-eared person. I have a little stump in my pinky that's an extra finger. Doctor wrapped thread around it when I was born. Cool. I was born with 11 fingers as well. Extra pinky. Although it didn't look the way it should, they made 1 pinky out of the 2. But a small piece of nail from the extra pinky stayed behind and now grows out of the side of my pinky, near the joint. So I actually have to clip that mini nail sometimes, because it's so sharp. You duckers have dew claws. I have a straight line of freckles from my shoulder, down my arm, to my middle finger. Well, now I'm imagining them glowing and charging up when you're preparing to flip the ultimate bird. Lol, the avatar state. I have 2 uteruses. Uteri, that is. Woke up paralyzed from the chest down one day, age 27. Spinal MS/transverse myelitis, no recovery, none expected, but it's so weird that even my neuro is like this. Phenotype is vanishingly rare in Europeans, and whatever you're doing seems to be working when I ask him for any advice. Looking through local medical records, university access, I can't pinpoint a single person with a case like mine in the last 100 years. I'm confused. So did you recover, or are you in the process of recovery? If not, what's the meaning of the neuro's comment that whatever you're doing seems to be working? Also, I'm very sorry this happened to you. I birthed a fully intact empty amniotic sac when I gave birth to my son. The doctor looked at me like I shapeshifted into an alien. It's a superstition in my culture, Italian, that anyone born in an amniotic sac still intact, is a witch. I'm Italian too. I'm surprised none of my family said that, lol. I often sneeze when I feel like I'm about to throw up, and then the nausea immediately goes away. I have this too. Nobody I've ever told that could relate, so it's nice to know I'm not alone with it. Do you know what causes this? Every time I squat my knees crack very loudly. Dude, I got this from my mom. Strong joints, but creaky. When I was training for PRTs, physical readiness tests, I *DESPISED push-ups specifically because of the sound of elbows and shoulders cracking and popping every time I went up and down. I can also wave my hand floppily, and my wrists go click, click, click. Then OFC, my mom hates when I pop my knuckles, and I'm like why oh you did this to me. I look like a spider. My long appendages are in direct contrast to my short torso. I have said this about myself too. Built like a spider. I can wear cropped shirts as regular shirts. Oh, me too. And I love my low rise jeans slash pants that look normal rise on me. I can also look like I'm in my second trimester if I eat too much gravy. My sweat is extra acidic. I can fully rust guitar strings in a week or two. And have eaten holes onto laptops where I rest my hands. Both happened within a year of use. It's not acid. It's salt. You're corrosive. I'm super corrosive and destroy jewelry. It hurts my skin if I'm sweating and have my own skin touching. Like my foot touching my leg. It will start to burn from the chloride, salt, concentration in my sweat. Even if it's a tiny bit. I salt stain all my clothes. It's crazy. I have cystic fibrosis. That's why I'm so salty. You may be a carrier. It's a common sign a person is a carrier. I have it too. I just have to drink a lot or my salt balance gets weird. I probably pee more than anyone should. My vision is black and white like 1/3 of the time for no reason. Doesn't relate to being light-aided or anything. Just weird. One of your wires is loose. Try unplugging and firmly plugging back in. Or jiggling it to rebuild the connection. Joking aside *WHAT. Asterisk that's so strange. How long does it last? Ever since my earliest memory I have found the sensation of anything touching my neck and anywhere near my collarbone area absolutely unbearable. Skin crawling. Want to peel out of my body. Can't hold still. When I think about it unbearable. I can't drive with windows down. I stretch my shirt collars out in my sleep. At the dentist I have to constantly be pulling that little bib that they put on you down away from my neck. I can't even look at someone wearing a turtleneck or a choker or even a tight-ish necklace. It really actually gets in the way of me enjoying a lot of things and is really embarrassing lol. I have tried exposure therapy like wearing things with a somewhat snug fit around my neck or a somewhat tight necklace, but I just can't do it. It's awful. I have this neck thing, but at a lower level. Don't like dentist or barber bibs. Always tugging them down. Can't wear turtlenecks. All of my t-shirts are pulled at the neck to be looser. Not unbearable or skin crawling, but definitely disturbing to me. Since my foot injury in 2015 I can tell when the weather is going to change in it. Your foot has weather in it. You win. Close the thread before it starts snowing in this person's foot. I can push my shoulder blades up so that I look like a gargoyle. Same. Good old winged scapula. I wore super pointy shoes all through junior high and my pinky toes stopped growing. They are small and squished into the rest of my foot. Boring. I know. I'm not exactly sure what yours look like. But I never wore those shoes and I, from my mom's side, have the same pinky toes. Curled behind my ring toe. Very short. My pinky toe is also almost non-existent. It's tiny and the nail is even smaller. Not from shoes. Born that way. If I paint my toenails I have to just paint on the pinky toe skin. I've hiccuped every day since 2007. That's wild and irritating WTF. Have you been to a doctor? I can move a vein without touching it on my hand to make it look like a worm is moving. I can do that also. That's so cool. Energy drinks and coffee have very limited effect to the point where I feel sleepy while drinking them. Are you diagnosed with ADHD? Could just be high caffeine tolerance. It builds up easily and goes down too damn slowly. Speaking from experience of coffee addict. Not a joke. I only have one visible testicle. I have something called an ascended testicle hike where one of my nuts never dropped I guess. I also have a condition called visual snow, where I basically see static in my vision in darker places. I just recently learned not everyone sees old to me TV static over everything in their vision. Visual snow sucks. Well, hell. I'm 35 and just looked into the dark, it's static. Why? Didn't know it was a thing. Probably my head shape. Having an oblong head is far from fun. I will snap if I hear a why the long face joke one more time. There was a guy with a tic tac shaped head on YouTube who flipped out about all the people saying his head is shaped like a tic tac. But he was forced to concede that his head indeed is shaped like a tic tac. You mean that my head is not shaped like a sodding Tic Tac guy? My friend once said I was the watered down rip-off version of him. I can touch my nose with my tongue. I can also fold my hands in half by folding my fingers into my palm at their main joints. Edit. I do not have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Thank you all for your concern. Lol. Hi fellow tongue to nose. I can wiggle my ears, my pupils, dilate my eyes on command, make my eardrums vibrate to help dampen loud noises, but I can't think in pictures and color. Fellow ear rumbler. I could lose some weight. Me too bud. Don't know how weird it is, but vitiligo. My friend has vitiligo, and because she's white it only appears when she tans in the summertime. Her pigment-free areas are all in the joints, her wrists, elbows, knees, instep, neck, groin, and fingers. Well, not the fingers, but the spaces between the fingers. I can literally stare anyone down without blinking for several minutes at a time. Freaks people out. How tall are you? If I inhale through my nose super fast it does something to my ear canal such that it filters out a lot of low frequencies and a good bit of volume. I can basically turn it on/off at will. Comes in quite handy if I forget earplugs at a concert, or if I'm having trouble hearing people talk in a crowded room. Try pinching your nose close with index finger and thumb, and then gulp/swallow action. It closes the ear canals. To open it back, close a nose and mouth, and try breathing out through nose. Works for me. My legs are longer than my 6'4" forefathers, and I'm 5'8", so hard to find pants. I can also cross one eye any way I want, while keeping one eye looking straight on. Me and my 6'4" father are like that too. He had a 28-inch inseam. Mine is 34 inches. He had this super long torso, and then these short as duck legs. He made up for it by becoming an amateur powerlifter. His thighs measured at 27 inches. I'm biologically female. Was born female. Live in a female body. I'm male at the cellular level. My DNA is male. And I no longer have the blood type I was born with. You can't just say something like that and vanish! Exclamation mark. I have this argument with God every night. Humans have abnormally large penises for our body size. The average human penis is larger than the average gorilla penis. Maybe some humans *SOBSUNCONTROLLABLY*. I have 5 nipples. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. I call the unpaired one Lonely Tim. The others do not get names as they do not need them. They have each other. I have a botched circumcision. I have 3 skin bridges. Didn't know I had it till I was 14. Wait, are skin bridges those stringy bits of skin between the head and shaft? Yes, that's it. Not *THE weirdest, but one of my nipples is inverted. It looks weird when only one stands out. It's like I'm only 50% horny/cold all the time. Is this new, or has it always been that way? I have a birthmark in the shape of a T-Rex. Pics. Went to the doctor one day and found out my left kidney is completely atrophied. It's below the proper amount of function, so they just consider me to have one kidney. Mom said it looks like a shriveled up piece of burnt bacon on my scans. Makes a little bit more sense why I sometimes pee blood. I just thought I might be the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.